On the phone today with this girl, right? And she got really mad at me. I said, yeah. I said, what happened? He goes, she ate my ass out. Did you buy her dinner? Like, no, she was just eating my ass over the phone. I don't think that's what that means. And there's a disconnect somewhere. He swore to it, and then he got really mad when I told him what that meant. He's like, I don't appreciate the language in my house. You said it. I'm eating my ass. I'll be home any minute. Crazy. Anybody remember the moment of truth at boot camp, veterans?
Oh, yeah.
I was looking forward to that. I had never touched drugs in my life. Never. And the people around me were like, hey, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go back home to Chicago or wherever, right? I'm going to tell them I did drugs and they're going to send me home. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Tell them I shot up marijuana. And they're going to send me home. I made a horrible mistake. But it was at that moment in boot camp that I actually realized I had the superpower the military was looking for. My ability to fall asleep anywhere.
Hell yeah.
Anywhere. I woke up, half the room was gone. I was like, son of a bitch! I did drugs, I swear. I don't know. My favorite boot camp story to tell, I don't tell a lot of them, but one of my favorites is, your processing days and they're giving you all your new clothes, right? Everybody gets all the same underwear, same socks, same shirts. This is like your first test as an adult. I joined at 18. They're like, what size is your shirt? I'm like, can you read that for me? I didn't know. So I had to look. Well, I was matched up with a guy, because sometimes I'm matched up with people who cannot read or write so well. So I was matched up with this guy from Alabama. This isn't a shot at Alabama. Oklahoma is 50th in education. Which I learned there's 51 places you can be. So hold on, Mississippi. So I was matched up with this guy from Alabama, right? And they're like, you have to help him inventory what he brought. And look, I know recruiters tell a lot of lies. I was under no impression that they were telling me the truth, but I had nothing, right? 44th out of 47 kids in my high school. I'm helping this guy. He's emptying his pockets, car keys. What? You got your car, right? I'm writing all this stuff down. All of a sudden, he pulls out. Now, mind you, Navy boot camp is 60 days long. He brought out 30 Magnum condoms. I've never seen one in my life. I don't know if you know this. It wasn't because I wasn't having sex, it was because I did not need a Magnum condom. I'm sorry if that defeats anything for anybody. But I was inventorying this and it dawned on me that that's enough for one a day for half the days. Who did you think you were going to be having sex with? What did you think boot camp was? And then I'm like, who needs a Magnum condom? And I'll tell you, when we started taking showers, he does. He was the first guy in the shower and the last guy out. I was like, I would wait till the very end, jump in, get wet, get out. That was it. This guy is in the corner just inches of soap all over his body, and he would just no shame. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. I'd give up the ability to read and write for that. Absolutely. That's a skill. You will always have a job. I did a 23andMe recently. Anybody ever done one of those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you find anything else about yourself, sir, that you didn't know?
Oh, yeah.
Who's saying, I'm hearing oh yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. Are you, Rico? What'd you find out?
I found out I was whiter than I thought I was.
That's fair. I would love to say the same. But as you can tell by the lights. No, I grew up Italian. I grew up Sicilian. My grandfather, we had pictures of him off the boat, right? Off the boat. And it came back, and I was Peruvian. And I called my sister, and I said, what do I do? Like, what? All I know is speaking like this is a hate crime. Now, I don't even, I said, what are Peruvians like? She's like, Google it. I'm like, way too obstinate. I'm not gonna do that. And she was Googling. I said, I'll do my own research. You know what I found out Peruvians like? I did it on myself. I was my own study. They like cheeseburgers, video games, and masturbation. And nothing else. It's our country's pastime. But that's about it. I did do a 23andMe on my daughter because I was curious. I thought I was Sicilian. Now I'm like, what's going on, right? So hers comes back. So my wife is Irish, so it comes back 50% Irish and 50% Amazon delivery man. I did become a school teacher, like I said, a couple of years ago. If you're wondering what the requirements in Oklahoma are to be a school teacher, it is to be vertical and have a pulse. End of list, right? And there's a lot of things, like, I didn't know what to expect, like what they're teaching in school nowadays. I don't know if you guys hear about all this, like it's in the news in Oklahoma. But our literacy rates were low, so I don't know if you know. We did ban some books. And so, my daughter came home from school and she said, Dad, did you know that in order for a dead body to sink, you got to puncture its lungs? And I said, well, of course I know. I used to be Italian. Who told you? And she said, well, did you know that the first form of biological warfare is like take a diseased body and throw it over a wall, and when it would explode, it would spread the disease? I said, where are you hearing this? She said, it's in my history book. And I'm going to tell you this, Oklahoma. I'm so much more comfortable with her learning how to be a good person from To Kill a Mockingbird than a sociopath from her history book. Can you agree on this? All right, I'll close you out with this. You guys know. So I got put on this I tell you got to be vertical to have a pulse to be a teacher. The other one is they ask you in the interview, do you touch kids? I'm like, oh, no, thank you. Unless one is Preston Slide. No, I said no, no, that's not my thing. And they said, great, we would love to send you to training. I said, perfect. I love training, right? It's one of the things in the military, you always get training. I said, what for? And they said, how to touch kids. So they're sending me some real mixed messages here. And they said, no, we want you to be on the team that breaks up fights if there's fights at school. I said, oh, perfect. I got beat up a lot in middle school. I'd love to take some revenge. I do like protecting kids. I think, it's really important. I mean, it is a problem, right? And so I thought, well, how often do middle schoolers actually fight? And I don't know if you know the answer to this. Every day, multiple times a day. It's crazy. It's like a prison in there. And so one week we had 3 fights in a week. It was crazy. I'm talking like it wore me out. I sit down in the truck. My daughter sits down next to me. I gave her a high five. I said, hey, thanks for not being a fighter, right? And she goes, yeah, but I would. I said, what? She goes, no, if somebody hit me. I said, no, if somebody hit you, you do what your dad did. You go crawl in a corner and cry and wait on an adult, right? You're not a very big kid. She goes, no, if somebody hit me, I would go down on them. So listen, first off, that would stop a fight. Secondly, nothing says you don't know anything about fighting like not knowing the terminology. She goes, what do you mean? So I tell her, now I'm having the birds and the bees talking about fighting. And she looks at me, she goes, Dad, I'm so embarrassed. I said, you're embarrassed? Imagine being that kid. She goes, what kid? I said, the little kid in the story. Little Timmy's gotta go home, right? And he sits down on the couch. And he's like, oh, I'm in so much trouble. Parents come home, and little Timmy, how was school today? He goes, oh, it's good. I got in a fight. Did you win? Yeah. Twice. What do you mean? I hit this girl, and she started sucking my dick. What? I'm gonna have to fight her again tomorrow. I might have to marry her. So that's how kinks get started. Well, my name is Casey
good.
Martino. Thank you so much.